All right, guys, and welcome back to another episode of AHC Garage. And we are on the 826 in Miami, heading to the location where we are going to take a look at the wheels that we decided to go with for the NC1 project that we have going on right now. And it's pretty exciting. You guys have seen all the progress we've made up to here. Right now, one of our last things we have to do is wheels and tires setup. And we wanted to do something pretty special and not a cookie cutter thing, as if there are cookie cutter wheels for the new NSX, but we wanted to do something pretty neat, custom, forged, made specifically for this car. And we're going to be heading that way, and we'll get to show you exactly what we got in store for you. Not only that, we're going to show you how they're made from start to finish. And that to me is pretty cool. Look at that hog. All right, so we have arrived at the wheel facility. We're down in Doral in Miami. And if you guys know anything about Vossen Wheels, we have KJ here.
Yo, yo.
He is one of their head salesmen, one of the oldest salesmen, not by age, but by time working here.
I plucked the grays out.
If you've ever been interested in buying Vossens, he's probably been involved in it. And we're at their Miami facility, where they, there's another separate facility, warehouse, where all of the inventory is kept, but this is the facility where their forged line and three-piece wheels are made from solid billet chunks of aluminum, and also where their hybrid forged line can be made to specific special specs that don't come in their standard.
For sure. Yeah, this is our headquarters. I mean, if you look up our address online, this is where we're based. Like I said, right here in Doral, I mean, sub-city of Miami, but this is where we've always been based. I mean, my office is here, the owner, like everybody, marketing team, like this is Vossen. Like, so there is no headquarters. This is headquarters. We obviously do have like dealers and distributors worldwide, Asia, Europe, Australia, all over the USA, but this is home. This is our headquarters right here in Miami. And you know, as John said, like, no, definitely glad to have you guys here. You know,
absolutely.
Been friends with you guys a long time. You know.
Yeah. So years ago, I think we had an inquiry about some wheels. I know Mike really had the first contact with you when it came to that, and you were running the Lexus Boys Instagram page.
OG.
So everyone was showing up with their Lexuses to the dealership, and then found out that he was really a Honda boy in hiding, and had EM1s and Civics, and now you've had God knows how many Type Rs. And
they make fun of me here, you know. Everybody here has like a BMW or a Tesla or an Audi, and I'm pull up in like FL5s and like FK8s and stuff.
Or EM1.
Or my EM1, yeah. So.
But so he's become part of our family, and we over the years, if you've watched any of our videos from back in the day, Vossen has been a center point of the wheels that we use. And there's no reason other than we like working with you guys. They offer a product that's strong, flexible in offset sizes, and stuff that works with our product and our customer base. And we've never had the chance to really have a set of their forged wheels on any of our cars, because they're obviously a very expensive custom-made wheel. But so we wanted to be able to show you guys the process of what it takes to make a completely custom-made wheel, from engineering, measuring, design, and a block of aluminum to going on the wheel, which will be our shop, NC1. And we're at the facility, so we're going to show you a little bit about it and tell you the difference between the wheels and the processes.
Yeah, so like John was saying, we do offer flow form, what we call our hybrid forged series. That's like more of like our entry level or like starting point wheels. We have those in 5 lug from 19 inch up to 26 inch. And then we also have 6 lug for trucks and SUVs from 17 inch up to 26 inch. A lot of them we have in stock ready to go. So if it's like an everyday car, like a Lexus GX, Tacoma, Escalade, F-150, we have those all in stock ready to go.
You're saying your inventory is extensive.
Yeah, just a little bit, you know, got a little bit of inventory.
I think you said it's something like 100,000 square feet of inventory.
Inventory is key, man. In this, you know, I always tell people, like, in this day and age, like, everybody wants stuff now, like instantaneous. People will wait, you know, they'll order a car and wait 6 months or a year for it, but then they get the car and they're like, yo, I need wheels like today.
I want wheels today.
And
yeah.
you know, so we have to.
I'll tell you what, Amazon's been very
Amazon
helpful
Prime. I
with
mean,
me get everything I want.
Like you order something, you're looking for your tracking number 2 minutes later.
Yeah,
you know, so
every day.
No, but it's but real stuff. I mean, yeah, we do keep a lot of inventory for the stuff ready to go. The flow form wheels, and then we also keep a lot of our forged wheels in stock as well. So, you know, for the Turbo S's and the McLarens, the Ferraris, Rolls Royce. We do a lot of Audi, of course. I mean, we're really big with like RSQ8s, G-Wagons, RS6s is like a big market for us. So we always have a lot of wheels in stock, forged and hybrid forged for these cars in various sizes.
And I know that we've been always egging you guys on for more of the Honda fitments and stuff like that. But the problem is wheel size. And you guys start in the hybrid forged series at what size?
19s, yeah.
At 19, so.
Like even for me, for like my FL5, like I'd love to run like 18-inch wheels on my car. Obviously, we don't make an 18-inch flow form wheel and our 18-inch forged wheels, even though I work here, and I probably get a little bit of a discount.
It's a very expensive
it's an expensive product, and you know, I'll always say like, hey, most guys with Hondas that got bread, they always buy spoon wheels or T's and stuff. You know
it goes simple.
It's like I was telling a set of Vossens, they're like, I get 2 sets of T's. I can buy 2 sets of T's for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the difference between the product line is a flow form wheel or hybrid forged wheel is more of like a mass-produced product, which I'll show you guys around a little bit. Like those are made from a mold, you know, so we have the mold in, let's say, a 19 by 8.5 or 20 by 10, 20 by 12. Basically, from that mold, we're able to cut the bolt pattern, cut the back spacing for the offset. And then
that's
we powder
a custom
coat the
wheel,
right,
too,
we customize
without
that.
a fully custom wheel from the block.
You can get the offset you want, you can get the center bore you want, you can get the color you want, all custom made here. And the fact is, because that block of aluminum, that flow form product, comes from our factory, let's say in Asia, so we have, you know, we do work with suppliers in like China or Taiwan to bring those flow form wheels in. After the wheel's cut here, it's now considered to be a USA made wheel because what we received wasn't a wheel. What we received was a blank part. You know, so a lot of our other clients that are in other parts of the world, due to different laws or duties and tariffs and taxes to bring import goods, they actually like that we offer that because now that they're able to import the wheel as a USA made product,
and not
they save on money and like anti-dumping and, you know, a lot of boring stuff people probably don't.
So they give a lot of options to try and make a price point for every different customer. And that's the thing I've always liked, because I've had your wheels on the TSX, I've had them on my Integra, I've had them on a bunch of my different cars, and he was trying to get them on my MDX. I said, no, the stock wheels for me. But we have a lot of different stuff to show you, and I guess we'll start from where it begins, and then bring you through the whole process. All right, so what do we have right here?
So this is the raw forge, and this is what we get from our supplier. We don't make these ourselves. We buy these from a supplier in California in every different size. So this is a monoblock forging. We have 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way to 26s. We have every different width, 8.5, 9.5, 10, 12.
So but this face could end up being any one of your different designs.
Right, so depending on what car it's going on, we now cut this face, whether it's going to be a 1-inch concave or a 3-inch concave. We cut the design out to whatever spec it's going on. And like I said earlier, we sell worldwide. Vossen is a US brand. We're based in Miami.
It's all made here.
It's all here.
Yeah.
But we sell worldwide. This set, for example, is going to our client in Hong Kong for a Lexus LM500. We don't get this car in the US.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's an LM500?
Basically, it's like a Sienna, but like a nicer Sienna, or Toyota Alphard, you know?
Okay.
It's like a luxury. All the ballers in like China and Japan, that's what they drive, you know what I mean?
That was pretty cool.
They don't even drive them. They have a driver. They sit in the back.
Hey.
When I travel and I go to like Tokyo Auto Salon, like that's usually what we ride around in and stuff like that, you know? Here we've got a set getting built for a Ferrari SF90. So again, we've got a wide range of cars that we can do for Lexus. We do
You're not really limited. Center lock, anything.
Center lock, we can do for Ferraris, Lambos, you know, 5-lug, 6-lug, 8-lug.
And another thing that I don't think we mentioned earlier is they also have a really, which is what I've been telling them for years I need, is they do 3-piece wheels here, and they're beautiful.
Right.
And those you offer in all the way to 18-inch.
18-inch up to 24s,
and that 1819 would fit the NSX just right. I'm too cheap.
I'm not that good of a sales guy. I haven't sold you yet.
Yeah.
But you know, we do monoblock, which you see here. We do 3-piece, which is
this here would be the.
This would be a 3-piece. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 3-piece blank there.
Right.
And this
is 3-piece after it's been cut. This is how it starts out. This is after it's cut. This one's also for another Ferrari SF90. super. I guess they're giving them away right now. Very popular car. Must have a cheap lease deal or something going on. You know?
Yeah, I heard everyone was waiting, and then they
$9.99 a month for SF90. I'll take one.
So you can see all these machines.
Yeah, we have
here
about 30 CNC machines right now, which we will walk you around. Depending on how intricate the design is, it could take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours to cut one wheel. So if the wheel has a lot of spokes, a lot of like pockets and cutouts, it's like a 4-hour wheel. The pricing for that wheel will be cheaper, or sorry, be more expensive than a wheel that takes an hour for us to cut.
So you're billing the cost of the wheel as time in the machine.
Right.
So this machine is your worker, and he's working at so much an hour. That makes sense.
So if we have a design that takes only 2 hours to cut, it might be $1,500 a wheel, versus a design that takes 4 hours to cut will be $2,000 per wheel. And they're all made from the same aluminum, it's just the machine
amount of time
that takes to
the
cut
wear and tear on your machine, the whole thing.
And then also the prep work, because after the wheels are cut, they have a lot of raw machine lines, and we have to, by hand,
every one of these wheels are
you want to see a center lock? Sorry, we'll show you like a center lock one. Sorry. This is a center lock wheel that we're doing here for a Porsche Turbo S.
Beautiful. That has that. Is that a Champion wheel?
Yeah, this is one of the wheels that we do for Champion.
Yeah, it's a wheel. They have a whole deal with Champion, and they make the wheel for them.
Right. That's the rear. Here's the front. So you see the difference in the width and the concave.
This is so cool. There's a lot of buttons to press.
All the scrap of the aluminum, which they pick up from us daily, basically. I'll walk you through, show you.
And these are the different machines, right?
Right, so this is the vertical lathe. This is where it actually goes first. So the raw aluminum that you see here, it goes on this machine first. This is what starts to give it the concave profile.
So this is the way I had thought of it before, and I think I said is this is the one that does the heavy cutting. Correct. It cuts the big chunks out of it, and that's the final. That one
does the face of the wheel, basically.
Yeah. Yep. And so there's a whole group of these machines running too.
Yeah, exactly.
And you guys run pretty.
Yeah, basically we're open from like 7 a.m. and we work till like 3 o'clock in the morning. We have guys here working, so
pretty much around the clock
24 hours, but almost. Close. And we have 3 different shifts. I'll show you now. It's kind of backwards, but I'll show you our powder coating, and then we'll go over to the prep room. So this is our powder coating room. Right now, being on night shift, we do mostly all the flow form wheels, all the hybrid forged stuff. But you'll see like the raw wheels here. This is before they get powder coated. And if you want to scoot in here, you can see in here they're doing the powder coating. Got some finished ones over here. It's our satin bronze. And we've got a forged wheel here. This is a brush finish. This is a brush with a dark smoke clear. It's a really nice finish. The brushing's done by hand, which again I'll show you on the other side.
So that's like a tinted clear.
Basically, yeah. Yep.
I like that, yeah.
So this is what I was saying, like, here's a wheel that's not cut yet. Like this drive, this little file here is what's gonna tell it to cut this order for this vehicle. All the information is on this.
So it's just on this card, yeah.
If I switch those around, someone's gonna get messed up.
Oh yeah, there you go. Then you'll have a happy customer.
No, not at all, not at all. Well, obviously we do a lot of different stuff. What's really popular right now is a lot of wheels. There's like a big floating cap, so like stuff for like a Rolls Royce or a Range Rover or S-Class, MDX.
MDX.
You know, we could put like the Vossen floating cap or the Acura logo.
I like these kind of design. If you look at this, you can tell this has a different undercut on it, where you see this piece is like floating over it. Right. These are really intricate designs. You can only get
this would be a design that would cost a little more because of that versus something that doesn't have that extra cutting.
Yeah.
This takes a lot more time to cut, to get in there, to cut that extra.
Probably a different machine.
Exactly.
Or something like that.
Same machine, but it has to get cut twice, from the front and from the back. After they're cut, they go to our prep department, which I'll show you now, where they get everything done by hand.
everything in here.
So basically here's where we do the prep department. They get all the machine lines out of the wheel before it goes to powder coat. So all the forged wheels, all the custom flow chrome wheels are going to go through here. When you do the hand brush finish, this is where all that's done. So even with what we're doing for the NSX,
yeah,
full brush with a clear, somebody had to fully brush those wheels to get that.
So they have the spinning table, right, where they're spinning.
Before, when they come off the machine, they have all these like rough lines like this before they.
So they're cleaning up the rough lines.
Right.
Then we go
to the tumblers, right?
Yeah, this part's awesome.
We have here, you can see. You go in the tumbler, and that also gets rid of any of the rough surface lines, any of the little shavings, metal debris. And also for the polishing too. If you order a polished wheel, right? So you saw what a raw wheel looks like. If you order a polished wheel, it goes in these tanks over here, and basically agitates the wheel for 6 to 8 hours. And when it comes out fully polished like you see here.
It's like a mirror finish. So we're over here where they do the brushing finish on the wheels, and we'll show you how they do it right here.
Basically assembles for the three-piece, you have to assemble it here inside an actual barrel, and then they put the barrel on the lathe there, and while the wheel is spinning, he's able to use the Brillo pad to basically do the brush wheel, which is all done by hand. So you can see here, like the full brush finish. That one's already done.
And then you would clear your finish over
Right, we do a clear coat over this, yeah. Obviously, depending on the design, monoblock, three-piece, that will determine how long it takes them to do it. But you know, for this type of finish, it's always like a premium, like extra charge because of
it's all labor-based.
Yeah. If you choose like a gloss black wheel, we don't charge you this because we're not having to brush it and do black over it. But if you pick a brushed clear, you know, titanium, brushed red, then obviously there's an extra charge that comes with that.
They hit it with a sandpaper and then smooth it down with the Brillo.
Yeah. All right, so here we have a raw wheel, raw forged wheel, fresh off the mill. This hasn't been prepped yet, so you can see all the raw machine lines. This is what I was saying, like all that we can't powder coat this yet, because if not, you're going to see all that.
So all that has to be cleaned
all
up.
Has to be, so that's what these guys are here doing.
And it's all being done by hand.
Yeah, this takes hours per wheel, especially on a design like you said that has all these little cutouts and pocketing. You guys can lose a finger, you know what I mean?
Different tools, everything.
And then we also try to usually have like 1 or 2 guys work on a set, so you don't want to have 4 different guys doing one to the wheel, because maybe now
the finish won't be consistent.
Finish won't be consistent. Yeah. Maybe this guy brushes left to right, he brushes right to left. Now your wheels look different, right? So
it's beautiful. Handmade wheels, yet machine-made wheels. And what's this process over here?
So now this over here, this is back. So we're kind of done with the forge for a little bit. We're back to the hybrid forge wheels. This is like our HF wheels again. We have this is more of like our entry-level series. So here we have the blanks. That are
so I see this color. Is this the primer?
This is the primer color. This is uncut. So this could be drilled to a 5112, 114, 120. Has an offset range of maybe a plus 20 to a plus 50 offset.
With all of your backspace.
Right, and then depending on what car's going on, hey, I need to order this for a Tesla, for an Acura, for a BMW, whatever it is. We basically cut the wheel to fit that application. Hub-centric wheel, custom offset, and then we powder coat the wheel when it's done to the color that you
So
choose.
the standard cast wheels are not hub-centric. They have hub rings in order to
well, depending on the car. Because for an example, if I'm like a wheel that I would sell for an Acura, it's a TSX or TLX, for example, 5120. I use that maybe for an older 3 Series or a TLX. So on the Acura, it uses a hub ring, but for the BMW, it's hub-centric.
Oh, okay.
My wheel that I use for a Honda Accord or a Tesla, those use a hub ring. But my wheels that I sell for a Mercedes or Audi,
They're hub-centric.
those are hub-centric, you know?
So you have to pick the right hub bore on those casts.
Right, so that depends on
covers
what
the most.
application. Not
Yeah.
everything is, some are hub-centric, some are not, you know? Now, once my sales department does a sales order and they pick what fitment's gonna work best for your car, when we make the sales order, it prints basically a QR code sticker, and that travels along with the order. So this will stay here with the wheels. We have a robot with 3 CNC machines just for our HF custom orders. Robot basically scans the QR code, tells it, hey, this is gonna get cut to a 5112, 30 offset, 66 bore, puts it in one of the 3 CNC machines. It takes around 5 or 6 minutes to cut the wheel, because again, the design is already cut, it's only cutting the offset, the bolt pattern.
I got you.
It's not having to cut out the spokes in the design, you know, so it's a pretty quick process.
Yeah, this is more of a basic kind of milling process. So
then we had different profiles as well, so, you know.
So you guys have automated this process.
Right,
more.
so depending on what the car is, if we're doing a BMW and we have to use a flat front and a deep rear, if I'm doing an Audi that's a square setup, we have deep all the way around, we have super deep, we have different profiles that we use. Now this stuff, being that these are only hybrid forwards and a quicker order, quicker process, these roughly take us around maybe 2 weeks to get done, 2 weeks to build an order. On our forward wheels that you saw earlier, the monoblock one-piece stuff, generally around maybe 6 weeks, and then the 3-piece stuff is about 8 to 12 weeks to get 3-piece orders done. So we have different lead times based on what it's for.
So what's interesting is I know about a year or two ago, those lead times were quadruple or double.
I mean, they're still pretty a long time now, and it doesn't, not that it takes a long time to make a set of wheels.
It's the
just that we have a lot of orders that come in. I mean,
that's a very popular wheel.
Right. I mean, we do, obviously we sell a lot of wheels, we do very well, but at the same time, we don't want to like overgrow and then sales don't add up. We got to get rid of people. So.
And you have to keep your quality at a certain level, because that's the thing is, you've seen already the amount of actual labor, time, and people that touch each wheel, and we haven't even finished the process. There's already an inspection process at the end.
Exactly.
So
yeah, so this is basically the custom flow form, and like we sell obviously more of these every day just because of the price point. The Ford stuff is the higher end. You know, we sell for the the R8s and the Ferraris, the RS6s,
the NSXs.
You know, the NSXs. You know, we sell a lot of these more for like the basic stuff, the TLXs, the MDXs, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But all good wheels, all nice wheels. You know, we do offer a lifetime structural warranty. We have a 5-year finish warranty. So any issues, if there is an issue, we take care of it, you know.
All right, so this looks awesome. What is this?
All right, so this is our full automated powder coating operation facility, whatever you want to call it. We added this to the program about 1.5 years ago. Due to the volume of wheels that we sell, powder coating by hand just wasn't enough. You know, let's just say we sell 50 sets of wheels a day. We can't powder coat 50 sets of wheels per day by hand.
So then your backlog grows.
We have a long backlog. So we basically developed this system where we have the wheels that travel on the hanger like you see here. They'll go through the different stages of robotics. We have the first robot here that does a primer coat. Second robot does the color. Third robot does the clear coat, whether it's matte or gloss. Then on the end over here, we have the oven there it goes through and comes out and then gets...
So this is the finished product?
Correct. And with this, we're able to basically powder coat a wheel from start to finish in about 5 to 6 minutes.
Oh wow, the whole process is fast now. And it's cool, it's all contained, it's beautiful.
So the companies that use this stuff are usually companies that like maybe do like the same part over and over, maybe bicycle parts, springs for cars, even car manufacturers
high volume.
This type of stuff. But like to do this and run it where I'll do 1 set in bronze, 1 set in black, 1 set in silver, like that had never been done before. So there's a lot of engineering.
In order for the changeover.
Right, there's a lot of engineering and programming for that. And also because of the different sizes and profiles, it took a lot of like fine tuning, because obviously we're powder coating a 18-inch wheel versus a 26 super deep. The amount of powder that it's going to take and the amount of time is different.
And so maybe we have the angle.
The robot had to be programmed to know every single wheel, every single depth, every single application. So it took a lot longer than we even anticipated. So this has been getting set up for like 3 years, but we've had it operational for about 1 year now.
Awesome.
But definitely helps take some stress off our powder coating hands on the other side.
And every one of these steps means that you as a customer have more options on the custom side of things, instead of just what's like in the book, out the box. And that's why it gives it more flexibility for everyone.
And right now we're actually testing with this. We're actually testing adding more colors. So now we're able to speed things up. We plan to introduce more colors like a gold, maybe a white, red, you know, which I know it sounds simple. I mean, a lot of other brands do that now. But some of those brands, they could take one-off orders because they don't have a large volume, you know what I mean? Like they could do one-off stuff.
But this also gives you the ability to do it at a cheaper price because you're having the machines do it.
Exactly.
Pretty cool. This is cool. I didn't even know you guys had this.
Since we're talking about engineering, I'll take you guys over to the engineering department where we actually engineer all the forged wheels for the car. So we'll walk that way and I'll show you how that's done.
All right, so when you first get it, we put an order in, say we have a 2017 NSX, and what do you start with in our design?
It starts over on that side. So they'll take like a master file, they'll take like the original design of the wheel or whatever, and they'll modify, they'll change the shape to make it fit the NSX.
So offset, brake clearance,
offset,
stuff
brake
like that?
clearance, all that stuff, and then they'll test it. They'll do all the FEA analysis and stuff. Here's a different order to kind of look. This is like some of our reports, right? You can see like where it tests, and here's like where the max was and stuff. And there's a report for every wheel, essentially, that is like this. And then I do the cam stuff, which is like I program it to fit and cut on the CNCs outside.
So you program the card that will...
Well, like, so once the wheel, like, the wheel has like its initial shape, right? And then it gets changed to fit for the card. And then once it has like that new slightly modified shape, it has to get adjusted to cut the machine. Oh, okay. Right? So
this is a simulation of the machine.
Cutting it, to make sure there's no issues and no...
So no interference or how everything's going to work.
I'd rather crash here than out there on the machine. Ruin a forging or ruin a wheel,
Because we got to make sure that, you know, once the wheel has been modeled and everything, that it gets cut exactly how it's been modeled. You know? Because even, let's say the tool goes in just slightly in a bit more and cuts it, you know, that could have ruined the whole wheel, you know? So
and then what's good is, like I said, once we, you know, save this file, we've made this exact wheel for the NSX, we can save it. So next time around, somebody calls in like, hey, I'm looking for wheels for my NSX. We can recommend, hey, we've already built the VPS1. You know, this one is a good one to go with. You can probably get it a little bit faster.
And then you save all your time on the side of it.
Exactly. So then so we always kind of keep that in mind when customers are like, oh, I need something like right away. I need something quick. We kind of go to like our previously done models or files, and we pick from there. If not, they can pick from the other, 200 styles that we offer, and we, build it to their spec.
That's pretty neat. And you have separate file for front and rear.
Yes.
Separate file. So
front and rear, and then imagine like I was just going to say directional wheel left and right, so it gives them double work. You know what I mean?
Well, the idea is to get an idea of what it takes to make a custom-made wheel from on a CNC, as opposed to getting a cast wheel or a three-piece wheel. When this, because you're engineering everything from your barrels to your face to your lip to your clearances on the inside. Because I've seen the measuring process on the NC1 when we first got one at the dealership, and got to see how that part gets done. And then this is the other side of it, and then we've gone through the whole process.
Right, like once they've had the data. I think Eric had measured that car when you guys had one of the first NSXs up there in Pembroke Pines, and we sent Eric to measure it. So so you've literally seen from start to finish how the whole process works. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so we're over in the quality control department, and KJ was showing us an example of what a wheel looks like after it's gone through the first step of QC.
Actually, I'll take it out and I'll bring it over here better in the light. This is a Porsche wheel that we made for a 911 right here. So here we have, this is a full brushed wheel. It's got a gloss clear coat on it. It's already been powder coated. And basically when it came out of powder, it's got a couple little like black dots underneath the clear. And our QC department earlier today, they've now marked off where all these little spots are. Basically rejecting this wheel, it's gonna get stripped, rebrushed, repowder coated, because we won't send this to a customer like this. Like, this doesn't meet our standards. Like, you buy Vossen, you're paying for Vossen quality, you're gonna get a quality looking wheel. We don't want to send this out and the customer gets it, puts on a 911, and it's like, hey, what's these little
it's not
black freckles underneath my wheel?
It's better to catch it here than have a customer complain.
Right. A lot of other brands, they wouldn't have cared. They probably would have shipped that out to a customer. Exactly. We have a higher standard that we keep
this
here.
Is also where, if there's any dust nips, like you would get when you're painting a car in the clear, everything will get polished out here. And after this step, then it gets boxed up.
After QC, it gets boxed up and then shipped out to the customer. Actually, it goes from here to our other location, which is about 10 minutes away. From there, if we get stuff palletized, gets invoiced, obviously we make sure we paid for all that good stuff, and then it gets shipped out. But basically from here, the next step is out to the customers.
So far I've seen, like I said before, a lot of different hands touch this,
for sure.
from the initial sale to the engineering to the fitting to the billets, that CNC machines, all this.
No, for sure. Even
it's a hand finished and made wheel here in America. Majority of the you were saying the billets are from America.
Right.
Some are outsourced due to the size,
the limitations, yeah.
And what it costs to get the aluminum billets.
Right.
But for here, your options are pretty wide on what you can do with the wheel. You can, I know you guys have done RWBs.
Yeah, we've done RWBs.
Real big, wide body stuff.
Liberty Walk. I've got a set right now being done for a Liberty Walk GTR. We actually just did a car for a Liberty Walk that was on display at the Osaka, Japan show in February, I think it was.
Okay.
They had a 458 on wide body on our wheels.
Yeah.
So we've done a bunch of cars for them. We've done Pandem cars, Rocket Bunny. I mean, you name it, we've done it. I mean,
it's definitely a custom wheel shop.
Fully custom program. I mean, here, this is a pretty cool one. You know, I love white. I'm a sucker for white wheels.
Oh yeah.
I have an all white wheel getting done here for a Lamborghini Storado Huracan. Like that's the
that's the off-road one,
off-road
right?
Huracan.
Yeah.
This is gonna be pretty cool for that car.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then you want to check this out too. Like I'll show you the engraving. So all the forged wheels, because they're specially made for the vehicle that they're going on, you see here we engrave what car it's built for. So engineered for Lamborghini Huracan Storado.
And this will
have the serial number on there.
Has the date, right?
Date that it was manufactured, made in Miami, Florida. You know, we have the lightning pockets in the back of the wheel. So, you know, obviously for a Huracan, we'll do that. If we're doing it for a G-Wagon or a Range Rover, they wouldn't need the lightning pockets. They don't care about how lightweight the wheel is. But, you know, on sports cars, something that we always recommend and we always do for the order.
It's pretty beautiful. I heard that our wheels are in getting close to powder coat, so
correct.
Let's go take a look at those and see how those are looking. I think these are the wheels. I see our little order number here, AHC Garage, and this is the actual wheel.
This is it.
And yeah, as you can see on here,
not powder coated yet, but almost done.
What are these? These are the.
So it's a brand new design that we actually just launched. We launched these at SEMA last year, so back in November. Part of our new VPS series. This is the VPS-1. Honestly, probably my favorite design from this series. Really clean. I mean, again, for an NSX, for a Porsche, for a Lambo, I love this design wheel. We offer it. Obviously, it's going to have the Vossen center cap. It's available in a 5-lug, but we could also do it with center lock. We offer a fake center lock version where, you know, maybe the customer has a NSX or a BMW and they want to look like a center lock. We offer with like a covered cap.
Oh, with a covered
center lock nut to make it look like it's a center lock wheel. Yeah, so
and like a BBS style.
Yeah,
thing,
I guess you're gonna call it that.
Yeah, those old school look.
Like here you have like the engraving on the face, Vossen forged.
Beautiful. Or, you know, for the valve stem, you can see on here. So this, we went with the brushed finish. And you can see everything's been brushed. This is not the polished finish like you saw the mirror one. So all of these brushing marks in the barrel, on the spokes, everywhere, that's all done by hand by those guys you saw over there.
Right.
And then after this process, this is when it goes to powder coat.
Yeah.
And that will give us, I think, a clear.
We're doing on this order. We chose just a gloss clear finish. We're gonna keep it like a really clean, like old school look, timeless. You know, a lot of clients will do like we have like a tinted clear. We have a dark smoke. We can obviously do red. We can do blue. We can do
I've seen the gold.
We've done the gold on the RCF.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was KJ 2014.
Oh man, you were blinged out.
I'm a little bit older now, you know. But
you got a kid now too, right?
So yeah, now it's all about the clean and classy. Even like honestly, like 5-6 years ago, like red was very popular. The highlighter yellow was really popular. You don't see that as much anymore. You know, every now and then somebody throws that in. You know, styles come and go, and the neat thing is even with this, if you got it in this finish and you want it in a different finish, you can have the wheel re-powder coated to whatever finish we offer that
you want.
service. Yeah.
So as you can see, this wheel has got a ton of concave. You got to get a little better angle on it.
Right.
You can really see how the wheel slopes in, and this is what did you say?
So
the
21 by 12 for the rear.
Oh yeah.
And then a 20 by 9 for the front.
And that this is going to take some bigger tires than we have already.
Here's the front wheel here, so you can see the difference in the width and even the profile. Obviously, the front wheel is going to be a little bit of a flatter profile because of the big old brakes on that thing.
Oh yeah. But it's got those carbon ceramics
will
on
those
there.
fit my Honda Civic M1, by the way?
I mean, we have different brakes for that, but you know, I don't think 20s fit your car very well.
Here we've got the rear wheel, so again, you can see the same concave like Don was showing here.
Beautiful setup. You have all of the, you know, the inside cuts here, all that, and as you can see right here on the wheel, it tells you it's the Vossen Forge Precision Series VPS1, made in Miami, Florida. What do we got? The date,
serial number.
This is just 5 days off what it should have been. Here we go. We got the serial number, engineered for Acura NSX.
And then it tells you it's the front wheel, 20x9, ET41.
Oh, even the weight.
Low rating for the wheel.
Oh, that's the load rating. Oh, okay. Beautiful setup.
All the details.
And like you said, the cuts out on here. Not only is this an extremely strong wheel, but it's also extremely light for its size. 2021.
Yeah, I think this setup right now for this vehicle, I think we're probably around like 23 pounds for the front, maybe 26 or 27 for the rear.
Not bad for a Forge wheel.
Right, and it all depends on the application, because again, if I can make this same wheel for a G-Wagon, obviously I might have to make the spoke a little bit thicker, a little bit beefier to carry the weight. Now that same may weigh like, it's gonna have to weigh 20, you know, maybe 30 pounds for that wheel, because it's a heavier car, a G-Wagon, Range Rover. But when we do the sports cars, we're able to always trim it down, tailor it to the vehicle. That way you're getting something that's like lightweight performance for your car, not a generic wheel that just fits everybody's vehicle. You know?
And I don't think I can stress the fact that it doesn't get any more custom than this when it comes to ordering a wheel that you want to fit a certain way. You work with someone like KJ that helps you design and find the finish you want, the design you want, what you're envisioning to do it. So the process to get these wheels made, it's more boutique, I want to call it, as opposed to the cast wheels, which is more of a a more volume-based thing. This is more of an experience that you want to have with your wheel, getting it made. I mean, I know years and years ago, the wheels on my NSX, we went to a shop and they're custom-made HREs, three-piece wheels, and they design it. They sit with you, they tell you, and that was 20-something years ago. And now the process is come so much farther, and the technology has progressed so much more that you guys can pop out a wheel like this and have it in whatever finish you want. To me, that's pretty awesome, and that's one of the reasons that we really like working with you guys.
Thank you,
and it gives us a really neat look on everything. And you could get a custom-made set of wheels like this for your Type R, for your TLX. It's just how much money do you want to spend on it?
And it's funny because, obviously, again, just being, like you said, a Honda guy or a car guy in general, like, you take a brand like Volk, for example, like, okay, everybody, guys like a FL5 on like T37s or whatever, right?
You've had that before,
and they only come in like, they offer, the 19 by 10 plus 40 or 18 by 10 plus 40 or a 38 or 45.
Yeah, they're cookie cutters. You can only get a certain
there's no change in the offset, right? And people still wait 6 months or longer for their wheels sometimes. Here it is, we can do a fully custom wheel. I can make you whatever offset you want, a 36, 37, 38, whatever you want for your vehicle, we can customize.
Perfect. Two-spec,
no spacers needed, hub-centric, you know what I mean? We can cut to fit your OEM lugs, we can fit your OEM center cap, all little details.
And I'll tell you what, I mount tires on these things all the time, and they balance beautifully. We drive on them, they work good, they clean good because of the process you guys have with finishing. And I must say, I think that it's probably not what people thought we were going to put on the car. Everyone wants TEs, or I don't know if you could put 20-inch spoon wheels on an NSX, but I'm sure someone would. But we wanted to go with something that matches the class of a supercar, to have the offset and to have the ability to really dial in the wheel to what we want. And they offer that here, and homemade right here in Miami, 100%. Homegrown.
I say again, just being a car guy, right? Like Vossen, like everybody has this stigma. Like we've been in business. Next year is actually our 20th year in business. We started the company in 2006. The earlier designs, the classic Vossen with kind of like the Fox chrome lip.
I remember the CB2 was on my car.
On my Lexus IS back in the day, right? So we had those CB3, CBTs. A lot of that stuff, we sold for tons of cars. Some of the wheels we had an issue with. We had to do like a recall on one of the earlier designs. We replaced them for anybody that had the old design, swapped them out, gave them like a brand instead of like a newer version of the wheel. But some people still have that in their mind. It's like, oh, like Vossen only makes cast wheels, or they only make you know, these older styles that have these lips, and like now you've come today, and like I'm glad you're able to come and like share with like, you know, your followers and your subscribers to like let them see like what we actually do here, because it's not like, yes, Vossen, it's the same name, same company, same people behind it, but it is like a definitely like an elevated product, and
in the progression,
we're really proud of
in
what
the
we
company.
do here, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm always glad to give people tours. I mean, even like just consumers that come by and like they Google Vossen and they're here in Miami visiting, maybe they're on vacation from Europe or Asia, and they're like, hey, I'm here on a cruise in Miami Beach and I wanted to come, and we'll give them the same tour I just gave you to kind of let them see like what we do here, because we're really proud of what we do, and having these machines are not cheap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the process is definitely, there's no corners are cut in the process. Every step of it is not only efficient, but it's made to work, and to work on a scale that produces wheels all the time. You see, we're getting in people's way, and we're just in here.
No,
so it doesn't stop, and it's already like 9:30 at night.
We're always here late, man. So it's regular business. We don't work banker's hours, bro. You know. Yeah. No. I want to work at a bank. I left
when you're working with wheels, I guess you got to be.
I left there a long time ago.
All right, so we're back at the shop, and we got a special delivery from Vossen. You saw how they got made from start to finish. Now we're going to see what the final product does. And we haven't seen them yet either. They're still taped up, so we all get to see them together. Hopefully this is extremely satisfying. Mike, you wanted them pink? I think you said pink?
Hot pink.
Hot pink. Let's see if they got that color match right. Oh man, these things are really boxed up, huh? I must say the packaging makes sure that the product does not get damaged. Oh, we still don't get to see it yet. Ooh, yeah, that came out very nice. Very good looking.
Whoa. Whoa, Josh. Whoa.
Look at the barrel on this.
Whoa, buddy.
All right, so you guys saw the rear wheels. Those are 21 by 12 with maximum concave on the face. Now we're going to see the fronts. These are a little different. Front clearances are different. Brakes are different. Let's take a look at these. These are beautiful as well. But you'll see the face, when we get on the angle, there's much less concave because we have a lot less space to work with. So let's go ahead and get these all set up, get the new TPMS sensors put in, mount the wheels, and throw them on the car. I think it'll look all right. I mean, so we have a new set of 4 tire pressure monitoring sensors. We're going to go ahead and install these. This kit comes with the sensor, a washer, and the nut.
Don, not bad.
You know,
Not bad,
some
grasshopper.
people think this is hard. Obviously, I'm not some people. All right, so that was relatively painless on the installation side. So you saw the wheels. Let me tell you a little bit about the tires. They are a Michelin PS4S, and they are in a 325, 25, 21. This being an NSX, it's double staggered. That means that not only is it a different width front to back, but it's also a different size and rim. So these are 2021s, replacing the 1920s that were on the car originally. The car had 305s, now has 325s. So we are getting a bit more of a contact patch. So this came out beautiful. Let's balance it, mount up the other ones, get it on the car, align it, and see how this thing goes. Yeah, thanks. By 120, yeah. All right, so it bounced out great, minimal weight. I would expect nothing else from a brand new set of wheels and Michelin tires. I'm gonna wrap up the rest of them and we'll get them on the car. Another cool thing about the Vossens is you can get the center caps done in any way you want. This one has the brush finish to match the face, and we went with red to match the brakes. Beautiful. Want to set this one on the car?
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Sorry, Dion, you can cut that.
I'm not cutting
Don't
it.
cut that.
I'm not cutting it.
All right, so we have the wheels and we're putting them on the car. We just got our brand new Vossen studs for here. Lug, stud, wheel, bolt, I forget what you call them, but they're really awesome design. They have a floating seat on it and it's made for the wheel, so we know that the fitment's gonna be right. As far as this is conical, the factory are ball seat, so this will fit properly. We could not run the factory lug nuts on here. The wheel would probably come loose. So we have these, they're awesome, Vossen on them, and I think it's gonna finish the wheel off perfectly. All right, so we got the wheels on the car. It looks beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and pull it outside, get it over to the alignment rack, get it lined up, and then we'll take it out for a spin. But I think it looks pretty beautiful. The fitment's right on point. Very clean, very mean, and that's what we wanted. right, so we got the car scanned in. It's on the lift. We're going to put the heads on here and do a 4-wheel alignment and make sure after all the suspension modifications and the new wheels, them being larger and different specs than the factory, that everything is going to drive straight and wear properly. So we have our rear settings up here, readings up here on the alignment machine, and our cambers are what we suspect to be out of spec, expect to be out of spec because the car is now lowered, but they're even, so we're happy with that. Our toes are pretty much evenly out as well, so we're going to start in the rear, adjust these toes into the proper spec, then we'll move up to the front here, and you can see the front cambers again, they're completely even, and we'll adjust the toes back into spec. We did see that the steering wheel was off before we did the alignment, and that would signify this toe more to one side than the other. So we'll start in the rear, adjust our toe, and then move to the front. So now that we have the rear all in the green, we're going to go ahead and adjust the front toe. And you can see that our left front is almost a ½ degree out, so we're going to adjust that first. All right, so here's the finished product, and it's beautiful. For now, you guys got to see us go through the whole process from acquiring the car to lowering the car, doing the maintenance, doing the charge pipes, doing the intercooler piping, doing the down pipes, doing the interior carbon fiber accessories, and also what I think is probably the coolest thing is this video today about Vossen and their incredible setup and system for producing custom-made wheels. And it's something I wasn't aware of how deep it went and how built out their entire infrastructure is. It is a full-scale facility. So you guys got to see all of that. And for now, I'm not saying this is the last video for all this, but for the first month of owning the car, I think we did pretty good. And for now, we're gonna put some miles on it, enjoy it, and come up with a list of more stuff to do to it that you will see on a video coming. So we have a lot of other stuff going on, such as we have Brian's car, we have JC's car, and right above your head is actually my car. And so there's tons of content coming. Be sure to stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about this car and enjoy it.